Everybody, it's your boy Levi the Lamb, and welcome back to another episode of the DMV Morning Show with your boy Levi the Lamb. My apologies, with your boy Levi the Lamb. So yeah, let's hop straight into this local news on this early Monday morning and see what's going on. So first things first, what we're going to be checking out is this story here, where several new laws are about to take effect starting today in Maryland. So let's see what they're talking about.
Raising vehicle registration fees by roughly 60% for Marylanders. Registration fees by roughly raising vehicle registration fees by roughly 60% for Marylanders. It's one of several laws, part of them, that will take effect come tomorrow. Roughly $221. That's how much you could be paying for a 2-year vehicle registration starting this week.
I think the vehicle registration fees is just stealing from people because that's something that people are forced to pay for.
If the increase is going to happen, it's not because we don't need it. They're not trying to take anything away from us. It's to help the state of Maryland, not Baltimore City.
We've told you about the budget battle between the Maryland House and Senate when it came to balancing the state's budget earlier this year. But a compromise was met, and now a list of laws, some involving an increase in fees, are set to take effect. Beginning Monday, anyone with a vehicle registration that expires on or after July 1st will pay a new fee. For a typical passenger car, a 1-year fee will cost around $110.50. For a 2-year fee, that can be around $221, which is about a 60% increase. The MBA says the fees will help provide funds for the Transportation Trust Fund, which is used to maintain the state's infrastructure. And those fees will include a healthcare service surcharge to go towards Maryland trauma centers.
Now, I know it's going to be hard for a lot of people because, most people are leaving kind of tight right now. But I think if it goes to something that's going to help us, the shock trauma services and things like that, I'm willing to pay it.
Another thing set to increase, the tax on cigarettes, tobacco products, and electronic smoking devices. It's estimated the sales tax on a 20-pack of cigarettes will increase from a little over $1 to about $5. The tax on electronic smoking devices will go from about 12% to 20%.
The people probably will complain about it, but stop smoking, you'll have to pay for it.
And on top of that,
That's crazy.
Signed into law will ban any vaping inside public places, public transportation, and workplaces.
I mean, smoking's bad for you, vaping's bad for you, and it's. I can't believe it took this long to make it a thing where you can't vape inside.
And another law set to take effect tomorrow is for grants for technology startup companies by students of post-secondary institutions. This law is named after Pavel Per, who we know was a founder and CEO of a tech startup here in Baltimore, but was killed last year. Live tonight from North Baltimore, I'm Tori Yorkie, WBAL TV 11 News.
Okay, so y'all seen that? Y'all heard that? I'm sorry, got something in my throat. But y'all seen that and y'all heard that. So starting today, several different laws will go in effect. The first law that's going in effect is that Marylanders will now no longer will now have to pay $10.50 for a 1-year fee for a 1-year car registration, and $221.50 for a 2-year car for a 2-year what is it called, a 2-year car registration. I don't have a car, but I am planning on getting one, and I think that this is fucked up. Like, excuse my language, but this is messed up. Main reason being because people are already penny pinching as it is. This has already been a hike tech on apps, and a price hike on apps like Uber Eats and stuff. There's already about to be most likely another hike on MTA ticket prices. There's now going to be another hike on now there's a hike on how much it costs to register your car. At this point, it's like the state is specifically trying their best to take every little dime that they can from people. But that's not bad though. Uh, because they say that it's going to actually go and help repair the state. I want to see if it's actually going to happen because the roads are still fucked up. Excuse my French, but the roads are still fucked up. But now there's also about to be a tobacco tax, which is five. So I remember because my mother would always ask me to go get us some cigarettes, and I end up paying. I would end up her cigarettes be like $8. After taxes, it would be $9.25. I was pissed that I had to pay that, but now you're telling me if a pack of cigarettes costs $10, I'm gonna end up paying $15 on top of that. Yeah, no, y'all geeking. Um, they geeking like a mug. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that with the cars. So fees will increase for electric car vehicle owners who now have to pay $250 biannual surcharge. Damn, surcharge that offsets the number of vehicles that don't pay the state's gas tax at the pump. That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. I'd be mad as shit if I had an electric vehicle, yo. You telling me I gotta pay an additional 250 plus on top of that 250? I still get taxed when I go and I fill and I recharge my car. Yeah, fuck out of here, bro. Y'all geeking. But then the tobacco tax. So I don't smoke cigarettes, but I think that they're trying to get people to stop smoking. And by raising the price of tobacco and shit so high, it's crazy. Because if I want to smoke, let me smoke. Why are you putting such a high tax on fucking cigarettes? It don't make sense. But it's the state of Maryland. This is what our elected officials think is going to do better, is going to be good for us. Not actually taking care of the people. No, they think that on the bumping taxes up on cigarettes are going to help. So this is a pack of cigarettes, pack of 20 or more. There's 25 cents per cigarette in the pack, an increase of almost 8 cents. Other tobacco products, including pipe tobacco and cigars. Okay, so you're telling me I can't smoke a cigarette, but I can smoke a cigar. Say less, I'm about to start rolling my own cigarettes then. Fuck it. 60% of the wholesale price increased by 7%. That's crazy. Okay. Sales and use tax. So let's go to this previously reported budget shit that they was talking about to see what about.
Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant is super helpful because it allows me to weed through everything that I don't need and get to what is inspiring. And it's asking it certain questions, and then you have something that you can build on and then come out with like completely new ideas.
House Democratic leaders could end up holding the budget process hostage. The ransom? Agreeing to new revenue sources. Time is short. The General Assembly must submit a balanced budget to the governor by April 1st. No end in sight for the state's budget hole. House Democratic leaders suggest filling it with $1.2 billion in tax, toll, and fee increases.
We are not going to balance our budget without a serious conversation about revenues.
Their plan, unveiled Friday, puts the House at odds with the Senate, which passed its budget proposal without tax increases. The Senate stands firm on holding the line this year.
We will not be considering wholesale or significant increases to Maryland's income or sales tax.
Education funding would come from a new revenue source, generating an estimated $525 million each year.
iGaming revenues will be directly tied to the blueprint, in addition to providing locals the funding to pay their fair share of the blueprint.
The plan would raise $675 million each year for transportation projects.
We can't pretend that these things don't cost money, and we can't pretend that the problem is not now.
This includes toll increases, raising the vehicle excise tax from 6 to 6.5%. There will be an additional $125 surcharge for zero-emission vehicles, a sales tax on used car trade-ins, adding new weight classifications, and charging anywhere from $10 to $90 more, depending.
So And what this says, so they said toll increases, raises vehicle excess tax from 6% to 6.5, $125 fee on electric vehicles, sales tax on used trading cars, 75-cent fee on ride share trips, and higher taxes. And higher taxes for corporations.
Depending on the size and weight. There would be a new 75-cent fee on rideshare trips and a bigger tax burden for corporations.
This year, the House has carefully constructed a targeted revenues package that will begin to address our long-term funding issues. We are ready to invest in our future. That's our job.
The governor agrees with the Senate. According to his press office, any conversation with the General Assembly around taxes is going to have a very high bar.
We believe we've met the high bar.
House Democratic leaders say they're open to a compromise with the Senate, as long as the numbers line up to solve the problem. Reporting from Annapolis, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
Well, y'all seen that? Y'all heard that? The only reason why I jumped back to that one compared to the old one is so that we could get more reference to see what actually got changed and what didn't. And I also want to pull up the budget for this year as well. This isn't the one I was looking for. This is for 2020. I'm looking for the most recent one. So let's see. Budget highlights. All right, Governor Westmore. This was as of January 17, 2020. Dear Madam Speaker, Mr. President, members of the General Assembly, and fellow Marylanders, last year. Okay, yeah, I'm not about to read this for a long ass thing right now. I'll just tell y'all the highlights of it later on. But from what I've seen, is they're just going to increase everything, and you ain't shit you can do about it unless you vote for somebody else or you decide to run for office. Yeah, let's go. Let's go check. So from what they were saying about the car taxes, that how they were going to increase by 6 and 7%. Where is it? Yeah, they said they was going to increase about 6 to 7%. That was a lot. They increased over 60%, which is crazy. Then also, not to mention, since they increased over 60%, they also increased the charge, because remember they said it would be like $150. Now it's $250 for electric cars. So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. But anyway, let's go and see what else is going on. A 16-year-old was shot and injured. Oh my gosh, let's see what's going on here. More kids dying. It's digital what? Yeah, I ain't reading that. I wish it was a video. Fuck it, I'll read it then. Let's start with the 16-year-old injured in shooting Sunday night. So Tristan Webster was injured. So Tristan Webster, I hope that he's okay. A 16-year-old is recovering in hospital after being shot Sunday night. Police say that around 9:25 p.m., officers responded to the 200 block of St. Matthew Street for a possible shooting. When they arrived, they found the 16-year-old male suffering from a gunshot wound. The victim was transported to the local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. That's it? Okay, well, so what's his name again? Tristan Webster. Tristan Webster. Or this is the person. Okay, so no, this was just the guy that reported this story. So whoever that 16-year-old that was shot, my prayers to you. I hope that you get better and that you don't suffer too much injury. and that you don't suffer too much hardships after this injury that you occurred. And I hope that you make a speedy recovery. And whatever it was that you were doing, if you were doing anything that led to you getting shot, I hope that you stop that and that you do something. That you do something productive. If it did happen, I don't know. But with that being said, yeah, my thoughts and prayers to the 16-year-old who got shot Sunday. Harvard Mall shooting suspect arrested in Anne Arundel County. Hey yo. All right, let's see. All right, so the Harford County Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of Weasley Lyons, the man suspected of shooting a man at a child's birthday party on at Harford Mall on June 2nd. What? What? Hold up. Hold. Let's go to this because they got this. Let's see what's going
You
on.
know who to call when you need a plumber.
Hmm.
Now Len the plumber offers air conditioning help too.
So just so you can get some more context on
Well, they put out a flyer. Have you seen this man? As you mentioned, 35-year-old Wesley Lyons. Now, police are offering a $2,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. The shooting at Harford Bounce Party Place inside the Harford Mall sent people scrambling to safety.
There was children, many kids were crying, trying to figure out where their parents were if they weren't with them. People were on the phone trying to find friends that they got separated from.
They said they didn't know they didn't know if he was currently there or where he was. That's why they wanted to take us to the shelter.
Investigators say a fight between two families at the party escalated to gunfire. Police say 35-year-old Wesley Larry Lyons pulled the trigger. Business surveillance cameras recorded video of Lyons getting into a fight before using his weapon.
He was involved and looked like he was involved in the physical confrontation. He was involved. Again, it started to escalate from that physical altercation. And then Mr. Lyons, does a little reach around and fires a number of rounds.
According to police, 42-year-old Richard Williams was shot 3 times, twice in the thigh and once to the hand. He was flown to shock trauma where he is stable. A public record search indicates Lyons has a criminal history dating back to 2007. Charges include armed robbery, identity fraud, drug possession, and drug possession with the intent to distribute on school property. Police say Lyons, his mother and girlfriend, fled in a Jeep. Police found the vehicle and arrested 60-year-old Lisa Gregg and 37-year-old Latia Green. Lyons remains at large.
He's a coward, and he's turning himself in.
What prompted the fight is still under investigation. Police say those arrested are not cooperating. For example, the mom of the suspect initially gave police a fake address. It turned out to be the home of a law enforcement officer. Reporting live from Bel Air, David Collins, WBIL TV 11 News.
Hey, yeah. So, well, now I have better context on what happened with this lion guy. He needs up under the prison in my book. I hope that they throw the entire book at him and he does not get out. The main reason why I say this is because, bro, you shooting in a mall at a children's party, bro. I don't give a fuck what kind of argument that you getting into with somebody about. Bro, you at a children's party, bro. You at a children's party. I hope they throw the entire book at this man and put him up under the jail. Simple. Like, that's my thoughts and take. Like, cause ain't no reason, no rhyme or reason why this man should have been still out in the streets. Especially because let's go over this.
The shooting at Harford Bounce Party Place inside the Harford Mall sent people.
Bro, he was at a bounce house, bro. A bounce house? Come on, bro.
Scrambling to safety.
There was children, many kids were crying, trying to figure out where their parents were if they weren't with them, that they got
where he was.
Escalated to trigger. Business surveillance cameras recording his weapon.
Looked like he was started the escalation fires
twice in the record search indicated.
Okay, so he was already before convicted of armed robbery. He was already convicted of identity fraud. He was already convicted of drug possession and drug possession with the distribute on a school property. I don't know what this man went through as a child. I don't know how old he is. Frankly, I don't care. But He was already out because of armed robbery. Maybe he was trying to reform and change his life, and he let a demon come over it and take him over or something. I frankly don't give two fucks. The only thing I gotta say is this, bro. Throw him up under the jail. Why is you shooting at a children's birthday party? You're a coward. You're weak. You're not a man, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You really don't have that much self-control where you can't control your anger enough. Fuck what somebody said. Even if the motherfucker was threatening you, nigga, you had a birthday party for kids, bro. Take that shit outside and handle it with your fist, bro. What happened to a time when men used to be men and we had honor and used to fight with our hands, bro? Now everybody want to shoot because they afraid of getting knocked out or afraid of getting hit and somebody be like, oh, you got your ass dropped. So it's, bruh. They need to throw this nigga up under the jail, bruh. But let's continue reading this story. This story pissing me off. So Lyons, 35, was arrested and taken into custody on Sunday afternoon after he was found in an Anne Arundel County hotel. Authorities told 11 News. Using state-of-the-art technology. So using state-of-the-art technology, authorities were able to track Lyons down to Anne Arundel County, and through physical surveillance, were able to find his vehicle and the room he was staying in. After Lyons was taken into custody, he was transferred to the Bel Air Police Department, where he will face charges for the shooting. The Howard County Sheriff's Office says they remain steadfast in its mission to uphold the law and protect the citizens of Harford County. We extend our appreciation to the community for their support and patience. Bruh. So let me tell y'all what the state-of-the-art technology was that they used, bro. So they just tracked his phone. Whatever phone that they had in his messages and shit, they just tracked him through that. They tracked it through bouncing off the cell towers, not to mention bouncing off the cell towers. They also tracked his social media posts. That's how they found out that he was at the hotel. They said that they used physical security. Where is it? They also through physical surveillance, meaning that they also, after they found out that he was in Anne Arundel County, through the cell towers and the internet and everything, and probably even social media companies, and probably Apple too, if he had an iPhone or whatever Android company he had, probably help track him down as well. People don't realize the police have a lot of ways to get your ass. They don't gotta say nothing no more. They ain't gotta do no huge investigation. They can just track you down through the phone that you use and find you there. Now, they also said through physical surveillance. What was the physical surveillance? They probably had an unmarked car trailing his ass for the longest. They didn't want to stop him because they did not want him to run, or possibly because he was in an incident where he was shooting at someone already. They did not want him. Went in, arrested him. But shout out to the Harford County PD. Yep, shout out to the Harford County PD and the Harford County Sheriff's Office for arresting this monster. For shooting at a fucking child's birthday party. I don't know what the situation, the rhyme or reason was, but yeah, I pray that he serves his time and that he does serve justice. Let's see what the next story was. All right, so 15-year-old injured in East Baltimore shooting. Bro, come on, bro. All right. A 15-year-old was injured in a shooting in East Baltimore Sunday. According to the police, officers responded to the 1200 block of North Luzerne around 3:15 p.m. for a shooting. When they arrived, they discovered a 15-year-old male suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. The victim was taken to a local hospital, and the injuries are described as non-life threatening. Okay. I don't know what the guy is, but to this 15-year-old who was shot over in North Luzerne, bro, my thoughts and prayers are with you. I pray that you wasn't doing no criminal activity. You were actually just trying to defend yourself, because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Our people have a bad rep for every time for that. We're our people. When I mean our people that look like me have a bad rep for. We're always in gang activity, if not gang activity, some kind of a crime where it comes with drugs or something like that. So I pray that this young man wasn't involved in none of this. It, oh, it doesn't say whether he was a. Oh yeah, I pray that this young man who's 15 years old recovers, heals, and changes his life. If he was involved in anything illegal, which led to the shooting, if he wasn't, I hope that if he wasn't involved in anything illegal, hey, shout out to you, shout out to you, my man. Forget, just do your best, try to bounce back because you got this. We men. All right, let's see what's next, bruh. So MDTA's Key Bridge rebuild team enters community engagement phase. Okay, what's going on with this about the bridge?
Hi, I'm Victoria Missick, and I teach one of the most diverse acting classes in the world. Working with Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant, I am creating the Business of Acting manual to help others navigate through this industry. The manual of this size would take me maybe a year. With AI Assistant, it gives you a skeleton to follow. I can finish it in 4 to 6 weeks. AI Assistant helps me create the time to create new experiences. It's what I live for.
Yeah, just so many people impacted by the collapse of the Key Bridge, and over 100 people shared their thoughts with the Key Bridge rebuild team tent here at the Dundalk Heritage Festival, filling out the survey and just sharing their thoughts. It's all part of the phases leading to the new Key Bridge. A new tent popping up at Dundalk's Heritage Festival this weekend, gathering exactly how folks in the community were impacted by the collapse of the Key Bridge.
The Key Bridge is essential to Dundalk.
An essential part of her home, Dundalk resident Suzanne Stadler works for a customs broker who is directly impacted by the collapse.
It's impacted our business to the point that our containers and our ships had to go to the other ports on the East Coast, either New York or Norfolk.
She was one of several folks filling out a survey at the MDTA's Key Bridge.
So what a lot of people don't know, right? I'm about to pull up a map real quick. So what a lot of people don't know is that inside the U.S. is the maritime empire. That's the best way to say it. The U.S. is a maritime empire. As you can see, the U.S. is big as fuck. But it's a maritime empire, right? So when the Key Bridge fell and it collapsed, where did it fall at? It should show where it fell. I think I went too far down. But it fell, I think it was right here, Bethesda, where it connected to there. Yeah, because that's not it. Yeah, it was right here. Right here was the Key Bridge. But yeah, so the thing that people don't realize is that when the Key Bridge collapsed, right? The Port of Baltimore, the Port of Port America, and Port America Chesapeake were no longer accessible because right here, the bridge literally blocked all of this. Let's switch it to satellite cam. The bridge, when it collapsed, I don't know why they still showing it, but the bridge, when it collapsed, it had all of this blocked off. Everything up here, Baltimore City was effectively cut off from, so Baltimore, Brooklyn Park, Hillthorpe, Arbutus, and the surrounding areas were effectively cut off from the rest of the actual Chesapeake, unless you go up here to like Bank River and shit like that, the Middle River. So all of that was effectively cut off. Now, if I zoom out, because if you go right here, there are no ports. As you can see, you got Martin State Airport, but there are no other ports other than in Baltimore. So if I was a forward-thinking person, you feel me, and I did see, okay, a bridge collapsed, and this bridge that collapsed could potentially destroy could potentially happen again in the future. Let's say that it happens right here. Let's say that this bridge collapses. What is this called? Oh, not, my bad. That's the Harbor Tunnel. But let's say another bridge collapses, right? Or the Harbor Tunnel breaks, or God forbid, what is this called? Oh, that's the Fort McHenry Tunnel. So, is both these tunnels? Okay, no, this is a toll road. Okay, but let's say that the toll road collapses too. Baltimore is going to be cut off again. You're going to have the Ports America and Port Chesapeake, but you can't really do anything. So if I was a senator or governor or even hell, a member of Congress, I would authorize to put a new port somewhere along up here. Somewhere along up here. Up the Chesapeake. Up further up the Chesapeake. The main reason, specifically, I would put one in Middle River. If I was a forward thinking man, I would put one in Middle River. The main reason being, I'll put one in Middle River, probably right here. Wait, what is this? A golf course? Fuck that golf course. Either right there or at North Point State. So that way we have another entrance into the actual Maryland metropolitan area. But let's continue to listen to what they would say.
Rebuild 10, asking folks things like how has the collapse impacted their daily lives?
It's definitely different for travel. The roads seem to be a lot busier.
That survey next to a timeline showing the steps leading towards a new Key Bridge in fall of 2028.
I see it taking a lot longer. It's going to take a lot of time and planning.
And that planning happening at several levels right now. We know on Friday, the Biden administration sent a letter to the House Speaker requesting over $7 billion total to go towards disaster needs, including the Francis Scott Key Bridge. In the letter,
So let's see what Biden's letter was to the Speaker. Biden's letter to the Speaker of the House. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about what news. I'm trying to find the actual letter. So, do they have the actual letter? Okay, cool. This is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. So, this is Biden's letter as of June 28th, 2024. Let's read it. Obviously, Biden did not write this up. But, dear Mr. Speaker, earlier this year, the president and congressional leaders came together to reach a bipartisan agreement to fund both the government for fiscal year 2024 and provide essential supplement funding to address urgent national security needs, including Americans allies of Israel and of Ukraine and Israel, and deliver much needed humanitarian aid to the impacted communities in Gaza and around the world. However, the Congress has yet to act on urgent requests. The president put forward last October that will bolster the border and address urgent domestic needs. I don't want to get into this thing because I'm gonna get pissed, but let's just read what he's continues saying. Including disaster relief. I write today to reiterate the October request and submit revised estimates of additional $4 billion for certain disaster needs, including funding to help respond to the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, the devastating fires in Maui last summer, and tornadoes survivors in Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and throughout the Midwest. Particularly as we into what the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration described as an extraordinary hurricane season, and the administration urges congressional urges congressional action on this request, including for funding Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, Disaster and Relief Fund. So FEMA and the DRF, to ensure that we can uphold the federal government's responsibility to both rebuild from past disasters and respond to future events. First, the administration is asking Congress to provide an additional $3.1 billion in funding for the Department of Transportation's Energy Relief Program (ER), on top of the amount included in October. The additional funding the administration is requesting today would cover increased needs for repairing and rebuilding highways and roads that have been damaged in disasters and other emergencies across the nation, including rebuilding the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. The day the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed, the president made clear that the administration would use the full force of the federal government to help the city of Baltimore every step of the way. Since then, the administration has significantly engaged in a rescue and has engaged in a significant rescue and salvage effort and work to reopen the channel, marshaling a full range of federal agencies led by a unified command in close collaboration with the state of Maryland. However, efforts represent only the first stage of what will be significant effort, which is why I sent a letter to Congress in April requesting the authorization of 100% federal cost sharing for rebuilding the bridge, consistent with the response to past bridge collapses. This request comes alongside efforts to pursue all avenues to recover the cost of rebuilding and consist with long-standing .ER practices, compensation for damages, or any insurance proceeds, which will reduce the cost for the American people. Providing these funds for .ER, as well as an additional resource to cover cost of the Department of Labor, U.S. Coast Guard, and Army Corps of Engineers as part of Baltimore's response would ensure that the federal government fulfills its responsibility to rebuild without endangering America's ability to respond to other recent or future disasters across the nation. In addition, the administration looks forward to working with Congress and relieving tax penalties incurred by longshore workers at Port of Baltimore who withdrew from their retirement due to the hardship of being out of work as a result of the bridge collapse. In addition, we are asking for an additional $700 million for the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery (CDBG-DR) program. Since the fires on Maui last August, federal agencies have supported state and local partners for. Okay, so. Okay, so in other words, that's just Biden's letter that he wrote, basically telling telling the Speaker of the House that he needs a certain amount of money to fix shit. So, yeah.
White House reiterates their request for the federal government to cover 100% of the costs to rebuild the bridge. Meanwhile, several folks tell us they just want to ensure the new bridge is safe and memorializes the lives lost on March 26.
They seem to be forgotten, and I'm just hoping that people stop worrying about getting the bridge back rebuilt. I mean, there was people that actually lost their lives.
We would still like it to be Francis Scott Key, bridge, maybe Memorial Bridge, to emphasize the ones who died there.
And we do know that Governor Westmore has said in the past that he does plan to somehow memorialize the victims with the new Key Bridge. As for the Key Bridge rebuild team here at Dundalk Heritage Festival, they will be back all day tomorrow to hear from you if you wish to share.
Just call the new bridge the Francis Scott Key Memorial Bridge. Boom. They're memorialized in it, and then at both ends of the bridge have a with everybody's name on it, with all the people's name on it and everything who died and everything, and who died and everything, and have also honored a statement. One of the governors, probably Westmore, could do it. It would be a good way to cement his legacy in Baltimore, aside from just doing the stuff that he normally does, such as what is it called? Such as uh that'll be a good way for him to submit his legacy, other than just saying, "Oh, we're going to fix the bridge," or signing off on a document saying that we fixed the bridge. Put something there so that way people know, oh, this governor has decided to do everything he could to fix our bridge. He's doing everything that he can. He's not a cuck. You feel me? So yeah. That's good. I hope that the Francis Scott Key Bridge does actually get fixed. My bad, everybody. All right, let's see what else WBAL got to tell us. Local news. And I think that was it for that one. All right, let me check Fox. Fox 45. Let's go to local. All right. Metro subway uses what? Metro subway uses shuttle service amid power outages. MARC train delayed by freight issues. What the hell? There's always something with that train. Due to a power outage, Metro subway will be the Metro sub. I don't know why they didn't put the. Due to a power outage, Metro subway will use a shuttle bus to travel from Owens Mills Station to Old Court Station. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'm thinking that it's the whole thing. The whole thing was down, or they had it down from fucking Old Court all the way down to Mondawmin again. Like I was about to say, but MTA said we regret the inconvenience this causes, and assure you that we are working diligently to restore normal and on-time service, and appreciate your patience as we work to do so. Also, MARC Camden Line 847 and 849 are currently experiencing a 15 to 25 minute delay this morning due to holding result from CSX freight train interference. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's actually, I bet that's actually something I need to know. So we can close out this shit with Biden. Nobody give a fuck about Biden. What's next? All right, 14 minutes ago. Baltimore County OIG. What the fuck is the OIG? Search. Okay, Office of Inspector General. Okay. There we go. So, employee computer misuse suggests reforms. What they mean? Okay, so Towson MD, Baltimore County Inspector General Kelly Magadan. So let's look up who this person is. I'm gonna put a picture of him up. I mean a copy. Let's go to search. See what they look like. That did not help. I want to show me the motherfucker's face. Okay, this is the first ever. Okay, so this is her. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, so this is her. Now, what did she say? All right, announce. Okay, Madigan, Kelly Magadan. I don't want to get her name wrong. So Kelly Magadan announced the release of a new OIG investigative report, case number 24-010, revealing computer misuse by multiple employees. The report details that between April 2021 and February 2024, the office issued 6 reports 3 to the public and 3 to the county's administrator concerning misuse of the county's computer system by 8 different employees. Okay, according to the OIG, in cases the subject employees had misused their Baltimore County email accounts, including 3 employees who had sent sensitive or confidential county data to a family member. In addition, 5 of the employees have stored inappropriate content on county's computer drives. Also, some of the employees had misused county software applications, including one employee who used a service paid by the county to conduct their own private business. Finally, 2 of the employees have attached own personal unauthorized removable USB drives which contain personal data to county computers. I see her concern. I'm gonna keep it a G. I don't even gotta read no further before I go on. I definitely see her concern. So when it comes to tech, right? A lot of people may not know that with unauthorized USBs or just USBs in general, I have a lot of them. It's easy to put a virus. It's easy to get a virus on a USB and you don't know. And if you hook that virus up to a computer that's connected to Baltimore County, you could actually cause the fucking county system to get a virus, which would then lead to a whole lot more bullshit. Like how when like a couple years ago when Baltimore City got locked down because of what was it? Because somebody held the city's data by ransom. So I definitely understand her concern. That is a huge concern. I'd be pissed if I was her. I'm not reading that full thing. The press release states that because of this conduct type has appeared often enough in the office's investigation, the office thought it was appropriate to summarize these violations in one report as to amplify the office's concern that the existing information technology policies are either not effective, being communicated to county employees, or ramifications such as violations are not severe enough to deter misconduct. As part of the report, the office made several recommendations to strengthen the integrity of county computer system and help ensure that every county employee has a clear understanding of related policies. That's understandable. I get it. Let me see if I can click. Okay, so I get where she's coming from. She's just saying that, in other words, she wants to make sure that the stuff is secure. So what's her name again? Magadan. Let me see if I can find a picture again. Yeah, so Magadan, Kelly Magadan, Madigan, whatever the fuck your last name is. Yeah, shout out to you for actually doing your job. Like, yeah, I gotta give you that shout out to you for actually doing your job, because some people really don't care and will just BS around. So yeah, shout out to you. I definitely feel her when it comes to the safety priority. Because let's say because I have my own server, you feel me? So if someone decided to come over, hook up a server to my shit, I'd be pissed. You feel me? Because there's a possibility. Because now I have to go do a check on my server, make sure nothing's on it, nothing's trying to steal my data, and it do a lot. So I definitely understand where she's coming from, and this is something that should be a high priority, especially in this new information age that we live in. So yeah, shout out to Kelly Magadan for doing her job. Yeah. All right, let's go back. Shit just acting stupid. All right. So the next thing, man with warrant arrested, loaded handgun seized in Northwest Baltimore. Okay, man with an active arrest warrant. A man with an active arrest warrant was arrested with a loaded handgun Friday evening in Northwest Baltimore, according to police. Police say at approximately 6:03 p.m. West District Action Team officers were conducting an investigation in the 5400 block of Clark Heights Avenue. Damn, that's about where my grandmama lives. This investigation led to the arrest of a 21-year-old male on an active warrant and loaded seizure. Well, he's getting booked for some time. Bruh. Damn, bruh. Damn. I hope he's good, bruh. I hope he's good. Shout out to what is it? Shout out to Baltimore City Northwest District Action Team. For arresting this dude. I'm a first Second Amendment absolutist, meaning that you have the right to bear arms. So I hope that he wasn't arrested for having the gun. But in Maryland, I hope that he had his HQL. I hope that he had his HQL, because if he didn't, that's kind of fucked up, and he might be booked for some time. But yeah, shout out to. Is that a switch? Did he have a switch on his shit? Oh, he's fucked. Yeah, he doing some time. That's a switch. Yeah, he doing some time. So yeah, shout out to the Baltimore City Action Team officers, because there's a chance that they possibly prevented shooting from going down, or not just the shooting, but also possibly prevented someone from being killed unnecessarily, or that were innocent. Let's see what else is going on in Baltimore today, or in Maryland. Let's go. Alright, so the next one that was 3 days ago. Let's talk about the Brooklyn mass shooting. Car set ablaze in Greensboro. Car set ablaze in Greensboro. Second suspicious blaze in days. Okay, set ablaze in Greensboro Friday night, according to the Office of the State Fire Marshal. Fire officials say that at 11:50 p.m., firefighters responded to Kibler Road for a vehicle fire. According to the fire marshal's office, the fire originated within the interior passage compartment of the vehicle. The vehicle was parked at the incident address for an extended period and was inoperable pending repairs. The fire was discovered by family members related to the owner. This is the second incendiary fire located on the incident address property within the past 4 days. Ooh. If anyone has information regarding the fire, please contact previous. Okay. So, my thoughts and opinions, because it's public information and I can say, somebody's trying to get an insurance claim. Because I'm pretty certain that the car did not look like this. Like, that's probably after they fucking extinguished it. But yeah, somebody's trying to get an insurance claim. But if it was just inoperable, they probably couldn't move the bitch and didn't feel like paying for it to get towed, so they set it on fire. Why they did it, I don't know. But yeah. And I think that's all that they have. Baltimore gas prices climb again. What? Yo, gas prices is going up again? Okay. Who would have thought? Average prices of gas in Baltimore have risen 7.5% gallon, 7.5 cents in the last week, averaging $3.56 a gallon today, according to Gas Buddy's survey of 663 stations in Baltimore. In Baltimore are 3.8 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and stand at 9.8 cents per gallon higher than a year ago. The national average price of diesel has risen by 1.4 cents 1.4 cents in the last week and stands at $3.77 per gallon. According to the Gas Buddy price reports, the cheapest station in Baltimore was priced at $3.25 a gallon yesterday, while the most expensive was $4.15 per gallon, a difference of 90 cents per gallon per gallon. The lowest price in the state yesterday was $3.15 per gallon, while the highest was $4.29 per gallon, a difference of $1.14. As we approach July 4th later this week, motorists have seen the national average of gasoline inch up ever so slightly for the third straight week. And said Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analyst at GasBuddy. While the increase has been fairly timed with oil continuing to hold above $80 per barrel, we continue to see the national average climb slightly higher. Other areas see the price cycle saw prices shoot up earlier this week, but those areas are now starting to see prices fall back down. For many Americans hitting the road for July 4th holiday, prices in most areas are very comparable to what we saw last July. However, Hurricane Beryl, now formed in the Caribbean, were reminded that gas prices could experience some jolts in the second half of the summer should the storm threaten refining capacities in Louisiana. That's not going to happen. The national average price of gasoline has risen 5 cents per gallon in last week, averaging $3.46 per gallon today. National average is down 6 cents per gallon from a month ago and stands at 5.4 cents per gallon, lower than a year ago. According to GasBuddy, compiled from more than 11 million weekly reports recovering over 150,000 gas stations across the country. Oh. So, with that being said, hey, stop penny pinching, mother lovers. Start penny pinching y'all pockets, especially when it comes to this gas, because it's fluctuating, bruh. It's fluctuating. Either way, it's going to stay up around $3 to $4. Maybe $4.50. $3 to $4.50. It's going to stay around that. All right, let's see what else is going on. What? Police. What the hell does that? Police union criticized leadership over office conditions at trans pride event. What? Okay, so the Baltimore City Police Union is once again calling out command staff at the Baltimore City Police Department. It's the second time in less than a week that the Fraternal Order of Police (FOP) President Mike Mancuso. Let's see who you'll look like. Let's see who this man is, so that way we know. You should have a picture of him up here, and they don't. Let's see. I'm definitely gone. Got his link. So apparently, this is him. That's one picture. Cause I'm wrong. That's not him. Whoever that guy was. Okay, so I can't find anything on him, but their statement. What the fuck? Somebody give a fuck about them. All right, so what was it saying? McCusco says on Saturday during the Trans Pride event, officers were in hot weather for hours without water or relief. According to the statement sent to the FOP, members from the FOP bought the officers Gatorade and snacks to help them get through the heat. Additionally, the union president claims that many of the officers working the event were on overtime and had their days off canceled. Retired Sergeant Bessie Smith, the spokesperson for the National Police Association, believes the department needs to make sure officers have the right supplies to work long hours in heat. We're not saying a police department is responsible for the officers' every meal. However, the agency needs to make some concessions and have provisions available for those police officers, said Smith. This comes after the police officers criticized the department in wake of the Brooklyn Day mass shooting, with no high-ranking members of the department charged with any wrongdoing. Smith pointed out that this could be a source of frustration for the local police officers. When you look at all the things the Baltimore City Police Department, the rank and file officers have to deal with right now, Smith said that the same thing is not happening to their commanding officers, just as the frustration, and he is not wrong. I support what he said. They should have provided something. They should have made sure that there was adequate relief for them, so that they could have dealt with it, so that they could have been relieved on time. I work security. I know that shit blows me when my relief is not there, or I'm thirsty and I can't get nothing to drink, and I'm forced to stand somewhere for a long period of hours. So I definitely understand that. So yeah, shout out to, what's his name again? President Mike Mancuso. Shout out to Mike Mancuso, because he seems to be doing BCPD justice. All right, so let's see what else is going on. All right, so gas prices. 16-year-old shot in Pleasant View. Okay, so yeah, I've read that earlier. Okay, Maryland storm aftermath, roads blocked, home damage, and the weekend after. Marylanders are up to storm damage from this week's weather. Plan for possible slowdown. That should be plans. I'm sorry, I'm critiquing. Who wrote this? Megan Rogers. You should have proofread your stuff. That should have been plans. Plans for possible slowdowns in your morning commute. Here is the list of damages for the Storm Prediction Center of impacts in our area. Anne Arundel County, large tree down on a house. Damn. In the 1400 block of Disney Avenue. There's a place called Disney Avenue. Had no idea about that. Multiple trees down in the Pioneer City area. Numerous trees and branches down in and around Glen Burnie. Tree on house on Granby Court. Other trees down nearby. Multiple trees down in Harold Harbor area. Several trees down in Wardour Drive, including one on a house. Multiple trees down in and around DL. And in Harford County, a tree was down along Eldino Stephanie Road. We want to see what you're waking up to. So I have nothing to put on that. So okay, everybody, as you can see, that was all of the local news for Maryland. Yay! Woo! We got Baltimore's news out the way. All right, Maryland's news out the way. Now let's check DC. No, we ain't gonna check DC. We gonna check Virginia. Okay, so damn. Okay, so Virginia got a lot of news. Let's go with this one. Damn, first thing you see is man hospitalized after shooting. What the fuck? All right, we're not worried about that right now. Go here. Because Virginia is a big ass state, so we're gonna be taking up pretty much a lot of time with that. So let's start out with this. Okay, man hospitalized after NW Northwest Roanoke shooting. Okay, Roanoke shooting, and then has been hospitalized after a Monday shooting in Roanoke, according to Roanoke police. Roanoke Police Department police say officers were notified of shots fired at 2:21 a.m. in the 700 block of Hunt Avenue in Northwest. The court officers found one man suffering from a gunshot wound and began performing life-saving efforts until Roanoke Fire EMS arrived on the scene. Police say the man was transported to a local hospital and stabilized. The man's identity has not been released. The police are asking with information regarding this situation. Okay, so hey, I hope this guy survives. They're not saying how old he is. I hope this man survives his shooting. Thoughts and prayers to him in Roanoke. All right, what is this? So what's the next one? All right, youth gun violence, music and fellowship. See what they talking about? Okay, okay.
And recently, we've had several reports of gun violence in the Star City, especially among young people. Today, one church is trying to combat youth gun violence. Hill Street Baptist Church hosted the Northwest Youth Safety Summit for the first time this year. Church leaders emphasized the message of guns down, prayers up. They danced, listened to motivational speakers, and came together in fellowship. The summit aims to protect and guide the future generations in Roanoke.
We want our babies to grow up and to flourish and be the next doctors, the next president, the next whatever. But if they keep shooting each other, that's not going to happen. So we're trying to make awareness that you don't have to pick up a gun. You can pick up the Bible. You can pick up a friend and come on over to the church and have fun here.
Church leaders say they plan to partner with other neighbors in Roanoke to continue the fight against gun violence. Two Roanoke police.
Church back in 1968.
Pictures of weddings, first communions, and baptisms all taken here.
I don't know what that is about, but shout out to the people of Roanoke, to the church of Roanoke. I gotta replay so I can see what the pastor. Reverend Preston Tyler.
Recently, we've had several reports of gun violence. For the first, prayers up in Roanoke.
But if they keep to flourish, if they keep so we're
Yeah, shout out Reverend Reverend Preston Tyler or Pastor Preston Tyler. Shout out to him, man, because he seems like he's actually trying to do something good for the community, and he wants wants Roanoke to actually. Wants the children of Roanoke actually not just Roanoke, but wait, was it Roanoke? Yeah, wants the people of Roanoke, Virginia, not to go through the BS that they were before. Let's check out Roanoke. All right, map. I see Roanoke, VA. I know this is a little off topic, everybody, but Roanoke, VA. Huh. That is a small. Damn, they said that's Northwest. You was not that far from whatchamacallit. So let's check out Roanoke's population. Roanoke. Okay, so they have a population of 97,000 people. Huh. Okay. Roanoke. Okay. So seems like a good little place. Let's see something. So they got a good little public service and public bus system and everything. Okay. Seems to be a good little area. I had to check that out. But anyway, let's get back to the news. So Virginia is big as fuck, so we can't just focus on one place. Community rides along Williamson Roads and Cruise. A lot of cars were okay, so yeah, I'm not doing that. Camper overturned on in Troutville crash on I-81. Okay, 4th of July events for homeowners. Let's see what's going on with this 2 people injured in the shooting.
When I think of fearless pursuit of excellence, it means doing my job at the best time.
Roanoke police are seeking information about a shooting that left 2 people hurt. Roanoke police were notified yesterday about 2 people with gunshot wounds. Roanoke Fire and EMS transported a woman to the hospital, and a man arrived at the hospital through a personal vehicle. Both individuals had non-life-threatening injuries. Officers believe the shooting took place on the 3500 block of Shenandoah Avenue Northwest. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call the Roanoke Police Department.
This is the church back in 19.
So 2 people were shot in Roanoke. I hope that they're okay. Yeah, I hope that they're okay and that they're not going through anything too strenuous. But that's it for that part of Virginia. Alright, time to... Wasn't I just on this one? Okay, so... WVTR, Richmond. Okay, time for it. Let's go to local news. Boom. Alright, where you can see fireworks this 4th of July in Central Virginia. Okay. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. Chesterfield police investigate fatal stabbing inside of a home. Whoa, what? I ain't know it get down like that. Like shit.
Getting worse. These are telltale signs that water is shifting your foundation. But it's okay. We got it. Oh, this is done growing in this house. Okay.
Cracking drywall is just one sign your foundation is compromised, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from JES. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
The news, a woman in Chesterfield has died after being stabbed Sunday night. Police found her inside of her residence at Kings Crest Court just after 8 p.m. She was transported to a local hospital, but succumbed to her injuries. Police are continuing to investigate and ask if you have any information, to contact the Chesterfield County Police Department or Crime Solvers right away.
R.I.P. to the lady who was stabbed in Chesterfield. That's crazy. Y'all got people running homes and stabbing y'all. That's different. Much less even for Monday. Site list here. 2 dead and accused. What? Yo, what is going on in Virginia? I did not know that it was this bad in Virginia. Y'all got shootings left and right. And this is up in Alexandria. Well, what the fuck? Yo.
Really ruined everything. Should have done something sooner.
Everybody hopes that this won't be a big problem. Unfortunately, basement water, it always gets worse. Don't worry. We got this.
Great. Well, let's stop it from getting in.
The effects of water can be surprising, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from JES. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
Hi, I'm Greg McQuaid. Here are the top stories we're following for you today on CBS 6. Calling all blood donors. The Richmond Fire Department and the American Red Cross are teaming up Monday and Tuesday for the Battle of the Badges blood drive. If you want to give the gift of life, you are asked to roll up your sleeve this week at the Richmond Convention Center from 10 to 3. The blood drive is sponsored by firefighter Jonathan Clark, who is battling cancer, and the Richmond Firefighters Local 995. You can visit redcrossblood.org for more information and to register.
Any of y'all that want to give y'all me juice out, shout out to y'all and go do that shit, bruh.
Chesterfield County is once again expanding its public library hours to give neighbors a place to cool off this weekend. The Ettrick, Matoaka, Central, and North Courthouse Road libraries will be open from 11 to 4 today. Gonna be hot, Michael.
It is, Greg. In fact, we have a heat advisory in effect for the Richmond metro area, points south and east until 8 o'clock this evening for a feels like temp of a high evening, a little bit of hail, and leash a lot by the midnight Tuesday morning, mid-50s to end the big.
I like how I clicked on this, looking for to see what this was talking about. Two people who died, and they're telling me about weather and all this other bullshit. Like, I'm thinking that the video would be about that. They telling me about the weather and shit and people donating blood. All right, two people are dead after a shooting at a gym in Virginia, according to the police. Officers responded to the shooting at One Life Fitness, a gym and health club in Southwest Alexandria at about 4 p.m. on Saturday. According to the Alexandria Police Department, two people, including the alleged shooter, initially had life-threatening injuries and were taken to the hospital. Both the male victim and the accused shooter were pronounced dead, by police Saturday night. One Life Fitness said neither man was an employee of the gym. Damn. So did they kill each other or did they get killed by police, bro? The male victim and the accused shooter pronounced dead by police. So they shot each other. God damn. That's different. At the time of the shooting, about 60 people were inside and fled through the building. The building's front and back exits, according to the local news outlets. We are deeply saddened by the tragic events that occurred Saturday at our Alexandria location. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the people involved. One Life Fitness said in a statement, the cause of both men's death will be determined by the medical examiners. Police said the department did not immediately respond to a comment on what led to the shooting. The shooting is under investigation by Alexandria Police. So shout out to the Alexandria Police Department. Shout out to them. They seem like they doing what they supposed to be. I don't know too much about VA. I'm just getting in tune with y'all. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Y'all actually doing what y'all gotta do. I'm sad that those two people died. So shout out to their families. Yeah, I still think that it's crazy that people is going up in businesses and shit and just shooting like it's nothing. Like, this shit is crazy. But yeah, let's get back on top of this. What else? Local NHR drag racing great John Force shows improvement. Okay. Virginia barbecue boss Ronnie Logan wins best chef. Okay, yeah, we gotta do this. We gotta watch this one. Come on, Ronnie, show me what's up, bruh.
It just keeps getting worse.
These are telltale signs that water is shifting your foundation. But it's okay. We got it.
Ronnie Logan became a pitmaster after he lost his job at 57 a decade later. I don't know. Ron's original Ronnie's
back in its place with a free inspection from JES. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
When Ronnie Logan lost his job at the age of 57, he made a decision to follow his heart. Turned out to be a great decision for his family and everyone's taste buds as well. Logan is the heart, soul, and big smile behind barbecue in Verina. He sat down to share his inspirational story on Eat It, Virginia. That's a podcast with Scott and Roby, which comes
Bruh, he looks so fucking happy. I love shit like this.
About his leap of faith, his love for Verina, and how the Food Network nearly put him out of business. You can listen and subscribe to Virginia wherever you get your podcast.
Shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Big Ronnie. Ronnie Logan is chef, man. He's doing what he wanted to. He's living his best life. So shout out to yo, bruh. Shout out to yo. Alright, so that's all the information there for today for their local news. Alright, let's go to DC. So I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna check one more from Virginia. We're gonna do Central Virginia. So we checked Southern Virginia, Northern Virginia. Now we checking Central Virginia. Women stabbed in Chesterfield. Let's go to local news. Fuck off my screen. Alright, state news, yeah. I should have just came here from the jump. Seemed like it was better. Okay, so one dead. Okay, one dead after single vehicle crash in Spotsylvania. Spot Spotsville Spots Spotsy Lavinia. Spotsylvania. Okay. Authorities investigated fatal car crash on Spotsylvania, where a person crashed into a tree upon arrival. Authorities found a single thousand in the job who was pronounced dead on the scene. There was no occupants. Driver was identified as 20-year-old Robert Andrew Green. So R.I.P. Robert Andrew Green. You were 20 years old. You lost your life young. R.I.P. Shout out to your family. I hope that they're doing okay, considering. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to you. Female body found floating in Lake Ann. Bro, what the fuck is going on in Virginia, bruh? Like, yo, like, yeah, I know up here in Maryland we got some bullshit, but shit, yo, what the fuck? Yo, y'all got bodies floating in rivers and shit, like the fuck?
Investigation continues after a body was pulled from Lake Anna on Saturday.
Damn, who is this? Wait a minute. Let's go back to show. God damn. What is her name? Sarah Tekeles. Sarah Tekeles, goddamn, son. You might be my contact for down in Richmond and shit. I'm gonna have to get
pulled from Lake Anna on Saturday. The Louisa County Sheriff's Office tells us a body of a woman was found floating in the water in part of Spotsylvania County. The body was taken to the hospital for an autopsy and to be identified. The Sheriff's Office says it has been actively searching for a possible drowning victim further up the lake since the spring. Anyone with information is asked to call the Louisa Crime Solvers at 1-800-346-1466.
This is the
damn. To the lady that was found floating in Lake Anna. That's random as hell. New law shields Virginia's from utility shutoff and extreme temperatures. Okay. Let's see what's up with that.
At 11, a closer look at a new law that could help you if you can't afford your utility bill. Starting Monday, utility companies will be prohibited from cutting off your power or water when it's this hot. Chantel Davis joining us live from the Capitol to explain how this new law works. Chantel?
Yes, Kurt. Well, the temperature that utility companies need to be on the lookout for over the next few months is 92 degrees. Once it is forecasted, utility disconnect.
Is she in DC's capital or Richmond State? Or is that Richmond State House? I think that's Richmond State House.
Must be suspended.
We will suspend non-payment related disconnects when temperatures are extremely high or extremely low.
Whether you knew it
I think that's good. I think it'll benefit a lot of people.
or not.
So they can't shut it off even if I haven't paid my bill.
On Monday, the Emergency Utilities Protection Act will go into effect.
Wow. What is your reaction to that? Oh my goodness. I think that's kind of bittersweet.
The bill introduced by Delegate Irene Shin bans companies from shutting off utilities for non-payment if temperatures reach 92 degrees.
That's a great law, damn, because like it's super really.
That's good. I don't even need to go no further with that. Shout out to Virginia lawmakers for putting in sensible legislation. That's actually very good. The only thing about it though is that even though that they can't shut off your power when temperature reaches 92 degrees, let's say it's 92 degrees that day and then the next day it's like 86. They're gonna cut your shit off, bruh. So like I get it, but damn, bruh, like like she already said from the first, it's bittersweet. So yeah. Let's continue with what's going on in Virginia. Okay, so the Virginia House of Delegates. Okay, On one, Virginia House of Delegates has voted to unanimously to restore free college tuition for families of veterans who were killed or seriously disabled while in active duty. Veterans of House delegates were unanimously voted Friday to restore free college tuition to veterans. So that's good. Shout out to that. And a 92-0 vote. God damn. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Virginia. Like, damn, yo, Virginia looking more and more attractive right now. Shit. Heat-related illness spiking in the Commonwealth.
Shortly, thanks so much. And these scorching temperatures we've been seeing certainly putting a strain on medical services in our area. Right now, the Virginia Department of Health seeing the highest number of heat-related illnesses all year, with a big spike expected this weekend. And this may not even be the worst of it. Madison McNamee joining us live at 5 with details. Maddie?
Kurt, it has been dangerously hot, with VDH recording hundreds of heat-related illnesses just over the past few days. And those numbers don't even include yesterday, which Richmond Ambulance Authority tells me was maybe one of their busiest.
It's been particularly brutal so far, and we're just getting into the beginning of the season.
Richmond Ambulance Authority seeing a spike in heat-related illnesses earlier than normal. Danielle Geronimo tells me this past weekend was one of the busiest, and the numbers from the Virginia Department of Health.
So that's just them talking about all the fucking that's just them talking about the heat and everything. It's a lot of people being killed up in fucking Virginia and being shot randomly. That shit is wild. But we ain't worried about it too much. Now, since we're done with Virginia, y'all know what time it is? DC! Yep, we're going to DC. So DC local news. Let's check out to see what's going on in DC, right? After we're done figuring out what's going on in DC, we're then going to end the stream. Let's go to local news. I'm not worried about the, damn. This pop-ups is ridiculous. Like, god damn, bro. Alright. Alright, where to see Independence fireworks displayed in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. So yeah, that I'm not worried about. Metro fare hike. I told y'all. Man.
For
God
Metro
damn.
riders, it is going to cost you more money to take the train or the bus starting today. Metro says the higher fares will help close its $750 million budget gap and reduce cuts to service. It's not just weekdays.
Wait a minute. DC is in a, they said DC or the Metro?
$1 million budget gap today. Metro says the higher fares will help close its $750 million budget gap and reduce.
God damn. Why does a Metro company have a $750 budget deficit? Oh my gosh. That's more than fucking, goddamn, that's more than a state. That's ridiculous, yo. That's ridiculous.
Cuts to service. It's not just weekdays either. The fare hike affects late night and weekend service as well. News 4's Joseph Omo joins us.
Wait a minute. So over in DC, y'all get charged with like. Wait a minute. So over in DC, when it comes to Metro system and everything, y'all get charged a different price than the different price on the weekends and late nights. Bro, that's some bullshit, bruh. That's some bullshit. I wish, yeah, bruh. See, that's why I like the MTA here in Baltimore, bruh. It's easy, it's simple, but that shit, that's why.
It's live from LaFont Plaza Station to Southwest with the potential impacts to your commute. Good morning, Joseph. Are most people, do they seem to be aware that this is happening today?
Yeah, most people are aware, Tony. You know, if you were riding the Metro over the weekend and you noticed that something was a little bit different, you are not alone, because Metro has a new price you're going to pay to tap these Smart Trip cards to get into the station. Now, you see it says right there, $2.25. Before, to get into a station, to get access into the Metro station or Metro system, it was $2. So A 25-cent increase, 1/4. Let's take a look at the prices real quick. What is changing? Because the prices that you pay to ride Metro haven't changed in almost a decade. Now, the first time you tap your card to get into a station, it's going to run you $2.25. Not the biggest increase, but depending on how often you ride, that extra quarter can certainly add up really, really fast. Also, Metro fares used to be capped at $6, right? The most expensive price that you pay is now going to be $6.75, and that is determined by how far you go. If you ride on weekends or late nights, the most you're going to pay is $2.50, and the cost to ride Metro bus has gone up to $2.25. Now, you may be wondering, why is it getting more expensive for me to ride the Metro? Well, the Metro system, they say, the organizers, they say that this is just because of inflation, how expensive things have gotten. You also might notice that the trains are running every couple of minutes. They run really, really fast now. They say somebody's got to pay for it, and having that level of service means that the price has to go up. It's the first time since 2017 that the prices have gone up to ride Metro. Back to you guys.
Okay, so that's crazy.
All right, well, today, new laws take effect across the region.
News 4's Megan McGrath is live in Bethesda with a roundup of the new laws. Good morning.
What they mean, new laws? I don't know about this one. So they just got me on a playlist. All right.
First, which means
Hold up. So, yo, DC local news and Maryland local news channels, but y'all need to get this because I like how it just skips the next video like that. That's clutch.
a lot of new laws are taking effect all around the region. Now, here in Montgomery County, the minimum wage is going up starting today for folks who work at large businesses and mid-sized businesses. Minimum wage starting today going up to $17.15 if you work at a large company, $15.50 if you work at a mid-sized business. Now, take a look at some of the other laws that are taking effect in Maryland. Starting today, ticket sellers and resellers are going to have to give more information about the price of tickets, including fees, taxes, and total price. Also, there are changes allowing businesses to deliver alcohol in the state of Maryland. And Maryland has banned vaping in certain indoor public spaces. Now, another Maryland law prohibits state-funded colleges and universities from giving legacy or donor preferences when considering admissions applications. Let's move on to Virginia. The legal age to marry is 18. Now, previously, Virginia allowed 16 and 17-year-olds to marry with parental consent. That's no longer the case. Virginia is also dropping legacy admissions at colleges and universities.
That's good.
Localities can drop speed limits to 25 miles an hour on state highways in businesses and residential areas. And in Virginia, no more declawing cats. That's now not allowed. Now in D.C., the minimum wage goes up to $17.50 an hour for
That's good.
workers. The minimum wage for people who receive tips, well, that will go up to $10 an hour, all starting today. So again, July 1st, it happens every year. That's when a lot of these new laws take effect. So just be aware. Back to you.
Damn, shout out.
Thank you very much, Megan McGrath reporting.
Okay, shout out to DC for upping the minimum wage. Shout out to for cats no more.
Career firefighters have been pulled from 4 fire stations in Prince George's County and moved to other stations to fill vacancies. It's part of the fire department's plan to deal with a staffing shortage of hundreds of firefighters heading into peak vacation season. The decision prompted Berwyn Heights, College Park, and Greenbelt to file a lawsuit against the county executive, and fire chief in an attempt to stop the plan from being implemented. Jody Culpa Eddy is a Berwyn Heights resident, former elected leader, and plaintiff in the lawsuit. She spoke to us by phone.
We had reached out to the county. We were trying to have some discussions with them, but there didn't seem to be any movement on their part.
A joint statement from the 3 municipalities asked the fire chief and county executive to reconsider the changes. We are very concerned that this plan jeopardizes the safety of our residents, businesses, and fire EMS personnel. We have raised these safety concerns with the county, but unfortunately, no changes have been made. The fire chief says the department is down more than 250 firefighters. The shortage has put a burden on staff to work overtime, leading to stress and resignations. Volunteer firefighters will be expected to help fill the gaps.
What I saw last year was burnout, fatigue, and mental and physical challenges as a result of these holdovers.
The chief's plan went into effect Sunday. It shifts career firefighters away from some communities like Berwyn Heights and Greenbelt, which led to the lawsuit.
I feel that sometimes, as difficult as it can be, sometimes a lawsuit is what's necessary to get people's attention.
Greenbelt lost 24 career firefighters. Berwyn Heights lost 6, Bowie lost 5, and Bunker Hill lost 20. The chief says they'll be placed in other stations in the county to fill vacancies. The head of the County Volunteer Association says it's going to lead to longer response times and stations being taken out of service during the day.
We have this plan that the fire chief has put before us, and we have to try and work with it, even though it's going to hurt people.
The chief plans to reevaluate these changes in October. There are already plans to hire 150 more firefighters to relieve the staffing crunch. In Greenbelt, Darcy Spencer, News 4.
Well, you heard that.
Yerman is a 2.5-year-old French bulldog.
Yerman is named after the
Bro, I don't give a fuck about this dog that was so. I'm sorry, Miss Janine Brown, but I don't give a fuck that nobody stole your dog, bro. Like, that is nowhere near on my top priorities right now. Victim dead in Alexandria gym. So I read a story.
One man dead.
Now I'm glad that I can see the video.
This all following a shooting that happened around 4 p.m. tonight at the One Life Fitness on Hoofs Run Drive in Alexandria.
It's scary because I just was bragging about how this area is really like a nice area to stay in.
Taylor Campbell lives right down the street from the gym. Here's cell phone video Campbell shot from her window. You can see a person carried away from the scene on a stretcher.
It's just scary because I didn't expect it, especially in a gym here in our small community. Like, I didn't expect someone to get shot.
So they said, so they're saying that only one person was shot and killed. But from what I read, 2 people died. So I don't know.
Police say 2 people were involved in the shooting. The victim succumbed to his injuries, and the alleged shooter is in critical condition.
Yeah, the alleged shooter died too.
Inside of the gym when the shooting happened, as soon as they heard the shots, they ran out through the front and back of the building. Police are still investigating a motive for the shooting and tell us there is no threat to the public. But with the spike of gun violence in the summer months, staying alert and aware is key.
We live in a day and time now where we have to be vigilant. Not just law enforcement, but homeowners, people who are just trying to go to 7-Eleven, going to the gym. Unfortunately, this is the day and time that we live in, and just being aware of our surroundings, and that's all that we can do.
In Alexandria, Ariel Hickson, News 4.
Damn. R.I.P. to all those people that lost their lives in
The one person
VA and everything. Yeah, so RIP to them. To all of those people that lost their lives and everything, that is extremely tragic, and we don't need anything like that to go on anymore. Hopefully it will begin to die down as we get out of the summer, but it's July 1st. The summer is actually at its height right now, so we'll see what more has to come. So, but anyway, thank y'all everybody for tuning in for this episode of the DMV Morning Show. I'm so happy and so proud that all of you who have watched. Thank y'all so much. I'm grateful for y'all. Thank you again. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Have a blessed one.